Hello everyone, welcome to TimeOut Interview. Our guest today is Dominika Nestarcova. She's a former Slovakian beach volleyball player. Dominika, thank you very much for joining us today and welcome.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
Let's go to the beginning. When was it your first contact with beach volleyball?
I was maybe 21 years old, so quite late, but it was really accidentally because my teammate in indoor volleyball, she asked me to play with her some beach volleyball tournament because her partner was injured. So I said, "You're just kidding me because I never played beach volleyball." So she said, "No, come on, let's do it." So I went there and we won like whole tournament. And there was a coach for Slovakian young ladies, and he just asked me if I wanted to go to European Championship somewhere. I it was in Austria probably, I think. And I said like, okay, let's do it. So we went there. We took ninth, and like it was like really successful. Like when I played it only 2 weeks, and we got ninth in European Championship. U23, and then I just continued like only in the summer because in Slovakia you could play beach volleyball only in the summer. So it was like till my 24 I played just like for fun.
How was it this transition? You were playing indoor and just 2 weeks training and you were already competing on beach volleyball and winning the tournament, then going to European Championship.
It was U23, just like for juniors. But yes, it was like I never made something like a huge thing in my life. It means if somebody says let's go, just do it. So I go and I try it, and I liked it. I liked it so much because in volleyball sometimes you didn't get the ball few rallies, and I fell in love with beach volleyball because you are still with the ball. So that I really liked it, and I started to think about like let's go this beach volleyball way, and maybe it will success. We'll see.
Yeah, it's true. In beach volleyball, the chance for you to get in touch with the ball is much higher.
Yeah, but I liked it. I really liked it because I started to play as opposite in indoor volleyball, and I got the ball really often. And then I started to play mid blocker. I struggled there so much because I got the ball maybe once in two rallies, and it was really like I wasn't happy there anymore at the field. So when I started to play beach volleyball, quite accidentally, I was so like, wow, this is something I want.
Wow. And what were your expectations once you start to get more involved with beach volleyball?
At the beginning, I didn't have any, but then I really started to like it. And at this time, I really started to think about it like I would like to play it really fully and professional. Maybe that time called me my ex teammate father if I wanted to start to play beach volleyball professionally, and if we could try it. So I was really happy because there was a time I was thinking about it. I would like it, and he called me maybe 1 week after I was really hard to think about it. So I was really happy, and I say yes, and we started to practice every day.
What did push you towards this decision of really playing as professional beach volleyball player?
Maybe because I did sport from my like really childhood. I started to ride a horse when I was 5 years old, maybe. Then I in 12 I started to play volleyball indoor. I mean, and volleyball didn't work out like I wanted because I stopped like really pissed off. I stopped like really pissed off. So I was like, I know that my level is somewhere higher than I stopped. So I wanted to full it. So that pushed
Wow.
me like I want to do something I love, and I want to do it like on the highest level.
Did you achieve that?
Somehow, yes. I mean, I got my limits. I'm not so tall, or I started to play really late. I mean, I started to play volleyball, beach volleyball, like really hard when I was 24. I think regarding my limits, I was on the top of what I can do. I wasn't like off the top, the best beach volleyball player ever or in the world, not even that. But on my limits, I was on the top, I think.
Wow, that's beautiful because even though you start playing beach volleyball late, you still were able to achieve your limit, your top. So this is great. This is success. How was it for you to spend so much time with one person?
Oh, hard. Sometimes really tough because we were like two girls and Natalia's father who just say like, let's do it. We didn't have any support. I mean, we didn't have sponsors. We didn't have support from our federation at the beginning. Then it was like one soldier in whole world who wants to save the world. But we started to attend the tournaments, like the qualification. We flew to China for one day because we just get from the Brazilians, because we were like in the last 3-4 teams in the qualification. So we got all the time the first one in the qualification, and that was like good Brazilian team. So the first maybe 2 or 3 years it was really hard because we just fly somewhere and we made one match and flew back because it was like 2 or 3 years like this. We just didn't win like any game, I think. And then it like just break. We won one really really tough game, and it just break everything, and it started to work in 1 year. It was maybe 2012, I think. We just got to main draw, and then we just stayed after till the end of our career. Like we never been in the qualification again. At once we were like, but it was like success for me. Like the first game you won, you just qualified to main draw, and then we just stayed there for years. So it was nice. And
Oh,
then it was quite easy because I mean, it was much more easier than 3 years before, because when you lose the game, you get the chance to win another game, and you can go on in the tournament.
long journey already.
No, yeah. If you don't win any game for 3 years, I mean, in the World Series, because we played some Europeans, we played some Polish tour, Czech tour, or something like that. So we won some game. But in the World game, or in the World Series, it was FIVB beach volleyball tournaments. We didn't win. I think 2 or 3 years. So it was hard.
And how was it to keep up the motivation, keep pushing yourself?
I don't know, first 5-6 tournaments we didn't won the first game. Then next tournament we did win that game, but we didn't win the second game, because you have to win second 2 games when you want to get through the qualification to main draw. So we won that another game, and then you just saw that you are accidentally, or with your game you are on the top of the qualification now, not on the bottom. So it just pushing us hard, because we were moving up. We just didn't get that line.
Speaking about your partner at the time, what was it the best thing about her?
She helped me a lot on the court many times. So yeah, I don't know if you know or not, but we broke up a little bit in the hard way. Yeah. So we didn't speak together maybe since we break up. So it's really hard for me to talk about the good things when you last remember the bad thing. But yeah, she tried to help me a lot, because I was the small one. They served on me most of the time. So she tried to help me and tried to win the game when she was attacking for the second, or with her serve, or with the block. she was really like supportive that time.
I imagine must be tough situation. If you and a partner, for some reason, don't get along so well, this makes
Uh,
really hard.
I don't get it so wrong because we knew both of us since the beginning. We are not like really good friends. We were teammates, and that makes like I think it wasn't bad because when we broke up, maybe it will be hard, but I don't miss her as a person. It wasn't my best friend or friend from my childhood or friend. It was my teammate, and I think or I know that the relationship was from her side the same. So I think she don't miss me, or I don't know if we get some break for 1 month after a season. We didn't call us each other, how are you or what are you doing. We were really happy that we don't see each other for a while. So I think I don't miss her, she don't miss me, and we live our lives, I would say, and we are both happy, I think.
Wow. Well, this surprised me a lot,
Really,
because
I
for
really
me,
many teams are like this. I think many teams are together because she was the best blocker in Slovakia. I was that time the best defender. We just tried it together and we just played together. She was like 5 years younger than me, so I think many teams exist like this, like we were.
wow. And how much harder does it make for a beach volleyball team to succeed in this sport if you don't have really a good relationship?
But we had a good relationship on the court. Like, I mean, but I think it's good because if you say something like wrong to her, or she said something to me, I'm not like offended because it's my friend and she say I'm stupid that I did this and not this. But I was like, I just get it like, okay, I was stupid on the court. And I didn't have it in my mind like I was stupid outside the court when we were talking or something. So we just could keep beach volleyball things on the court, and other things were like my life and her life. And I think it was somehow good because maybe like Kristina Kolocova and Marketa Slukova, they were like really from the Czech Republic. They were like really good friends from their childhood. They just were classmates from 6 or 7 years old, and they just growing up together, and they just broke up and they lose best friends. So this is for me much harder than just we broke up.
I want to ask you, what was your best moment as a player?
When we got the first medal at the FIVB World Tour. So it was like I remember 1 week before we had a big fight with Natalia. So we almost didn't speak each other when we won our first medal. Yeah. I mean, I was really happy because 1 or 2 weeks before, I was sitting on the tribune and watching our Czech friends, Kiki and Maki, and they won the medal. And I was like, I would like to step on that bench and get the medal as well. So I was like really bit frustrated, but happy that I can reach it still. And 1 or 2 weeks after, we just got the medal. So it was like really unforgettable for me.
How does it change you once you have a dream, you are fighting so much for one target, one goal, and you get that?
Yeah, it gives you the power and purposefulness that you can do it again. That you already and finally reach it with the like in the team list. That was like carry walls. There were like really. It wasn't like tournament, like second division or something. It was the best tournament ever in the year. And I was like, wow, when I beat that team, why I couldn't beat that team? So we just that year we just played really well. After we finally got the medal, we just got the medal. I don't know, 1 month later again. So it was really really good. Like you have in your mind like finally you did it, and you know you can do it, and you can do it again. So just push yourself even harder to train, to work on it, and you can do it again. So that's like push me forward.
Now about challenges. What has been your biggest challenge as beach volleyball player?
Yeah, to reach the world level, because as I told you, I had my limits, and even through I was like I want to be on top of the teams, which I was 3 or 5 years. I had no idea I will play volleyball. I was watching Beijing Olympic Games, and I was like, wow, they're so great, and they're so. And like 1 year after we started to play together, and 3 or 5 or 4 years later, you just play against those teams and you beat it. So it was for me like heaven.
This is awesome. How did you feel on that moment? You know, beating a team that you're watching on Olympic Games before.
It was like great. I mean, I wanted to be like pro beach volleyball player. I wanted to play that tournaments. I wanted to beat that teams. But when we finally did it, I was like, probably I didn't think it will happen sometime. You know, you just I just get through my mind like I really want it, but maybe I didn't believe that it will be like that. But when it was, I was like really happy. But it wasn't like we beat all the team, but we beat that team who was fifth on Olympic Games in Beijing.
Oh, you're beating a team that were fifth place on Olympic Games. That's still one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this,
We also we beat once or twice Laura Ludwig and Kira Walkenhorst, who became Olympic game winners in Rio. Like and that was like opposite. When I watched the Rio Olympic Games, I was like, I don't know if I can say it. Like, beep, that teams I beat, and that teams compete there, and I'm not there. So it was like opposite. It was like,
yeah, that is the other side of the coin as well.
I have to say it.
Who was your favorite opponent?
Oh, we really like to play against Brazilians, I think, or Netherlands, because they were really on top of the world tour. But we knew how to play against them, and we were like 50-50 to beat them or lose that game. So it was really really nice to play against those teams, which are a top of the world, but you can beat them.
Yeah, it's awesome when you have opponent that you know that your game fits
Mm.
with their game, so you can compete in a higher level. Where is it your favorite place or tournament to play?
It was in Klagenfurt in Austria and Stavanger in Norway and Los Angeles. Because there in Klagenfurt, it's like 400 kilometers from Bratislava, where I live. My parents were there to watch me or of my friends to cheer us. So it was really nice. And Stavanger, it was like first city when we get through the qualification and where we got the medal, our first medal. And it was also nice because there was like a Slovakian group lived there, and they're cheering for us all the tournament. And Long Beach, it was the same. We had friends there. Different tournaments, because when you travel to somewhere, I don't know, even to Germany, which is quite close, we didn't have a friends there. and the places where you had friends, you just feel better. So
Yeah, it's more
when
support
when
for
we
you.
travel alone all the time, because when you see the Netherlands team or German team or Brazilian team or Polish or whatever, they were like group of 20 people, so and we were two all the time.
As you just mentioned, you're traveling alone all the time and spending so much time away from family, away from home. How was it to deal with that?
I knew that it will not take all my life. I knew that probably after or before Rio, I will stop. So I knew it will take maybe 4 or 5 years to live like this. And I loved that sport, so I didn't take it like something wrong. Good things on that was like we live like Middle Europe, so when if were it was like 2 or 3 months when the tournaments were in Europe. No, it was like Klagenfurt, it was Berlin, I don't know, Stare Jablonki, like in Europe where maybe 6 or 8 tournaments. And we, after all the tournaments, could go home, for 2 days. For Brazilians or Americans or Chinese or whatever, they had to stay in the hotel even when they were in Europe, you know. So we were in Europe, so we could go home.
This must help, to keep up the whole effort that we need to do during this season.
Yeah, but like opposite of that, it's like the Brazilians could train or could practice whole winter at home. You know, we had to practice in Tenerife because we got really cold here in the winter. So that was like they were home during the practice months, and we were home during the tournaments. So that's like maybe same. I don't know.
Yeah, well, both teams would have challenges to overcome on this
Yeah, but I
situation.
didn't have kids, But they were players. They just had kids at home, and for example, Carrie, that she had 3 kids at home, and she didn't get to home maybe 2 or 3 months. It was quite okay. I had a boyfriend, right? But it was like okay, I can see him during the winter and during the summer quite often, even when we were on tournaments. So it was quite okay.
Now, taking you back a little bit, once you just start to have contact with beach volleyball, who was your first beach volleyball idol?
I had been involved to beach volleyball before I started to play like fully. So, but I saw the play Kerry Walsh and Misty May, and they were like great. I was like wow. And then when I met Kerry and we talk to each other, like I was like, that's the girl I saw on the I don't know, Sydney, Atlanta, and or Atlanta, Beijing, and London gets the gold medal, Olympic gold medal. And now I talk to her, and she is so nice, so kind person. Like it's like she is my idol. But I think somebody who didn't reach so much than she did is not so kind at her. You know what I mean? Like she's like top of everybody and everything in beach volleyball, and even though she's really nice. So that was like wow for me.
Oh, it's amazing when we have the chance to meet our idols and realize that not
And
only
then
they are
almost beat them, but almost doesn't count. So. But we played them in semifinal 2 times, and we lost in tie breaks. So we like really tie. But never mind. I was with her on the podium,
podium.
so that was for me really really wow. Yeah.
Wow, this is awesome. Because even I was going to ask you if you had the chance to play against her. Yeah,
Many times. But we played against them really really hard. I think like everybody, if you are on the top, you know that you cannot lose nothing. So you can try, you can push, and the top teams had this really hard because everybody played against them really full, you know. So we knew played against them, but we never won. It's like so so much that they have all the time up, you know. In the critical moments, they just made something that you couldn't read or catch.
That's what makes the difference, right? Important moments.
Everybody thinks like, wow, it was tough, it was like so close, but it wasn't, because if the critical moments came, that she knows what to do, you know, and maybe you don't know, and so you lose.
Did you ever had some major injury?
Yeah, I mean, I had quite a lot of injuries, but the major was my wrist. I had torn I don't know how to say, but I have a completely torn. So I after I stopped, I had to go to plastic surgery 3 times to get it that I'm okay now. I played it with that like 10 years, but it was like all the time taped. And my doctor said like, we cannot do it now. We can do just like arthroscopy, because if I do the plastic surgery, then you will be out for 1 year.
Wow, imagine that even after playing, still paying the consequences for it. And
It was quite okay. Like when I was playing, yeah, like it was situation when it hurt, but after the game, it was painful much more than during the game, because you know, endorphins, and you play and you don't see many things, or you don't feel. And when we stopped for, I don't know, after the season, for these 2 months, that it was much more painful than during the tournaments.
how was it for you stop playing?
Mm-hmm.
And why did you take that decision?
Because we didn't get to Olympics, and we were like, I think, second behind the line, so it was really close. I wanted maybe to continue, but Natalie, as my ex-teammate, decision was no. Even I didn't know about it, but that's okay. I'm after that. But when she wanted to play with somebody else, to try it with someone else, I didn't get that feeling like I would like to start again with somebody who doesn't know how to play and get through all the qualifications again in my 32. It's different when you are 24 and you are like, wow, let's do it. And when you are 32 and started again, I was like no. I like the beach volleyball. I used to play it also now with my friends, but I wasn't that that I wanted to try it again so fully, you know, with someone else.
What is it, the journey that you've been following after beach volleyball?
We get some marketing activities with Slovak Olympic Committee, and we just did it something for them. And after I finished, the director of marketing of Slovak Olympic Committee just asked me if I wanted to work with them, because I'm in sport and I know that players which we make the campaign. So I was like, wow, yes, I want. So uh, I just started to work really, really fast after I finished the play beach volleyball. And yeah, that was really nice, because some players doesn't know what to do after they stop or they want to practice, and that I didn't want to do, never. So I knew I want to have like work the best option with the sport, but not coaching. And now I am in Special Olympics Slovakia, which is organization who make sports and education activities for for athletes with intellectual disability. We do marketing, we do like sport events for them, we do educations for them and for the volunteers, parents, coaches, and partners. So it's nice, it's really nice, and I like it.
Volleyball and beach volleyball can teach us so much. This sport itself can bring us so many different experiences to our lives. And what do you consider the best thing that volleyball have brought to you?
I think it's first of all purposefulness. I think when I start something, I go to the end. It means I never like give up things in the middle. Like, okay, this is something I cannot do or something I don't like. So I just try to do my best to solve it or to reach what I want. And I think without beach volleyball or sport, without sport, I wouldn't get those things.
And what was it, your secret to perform well in the games?
I'm not saying that I work much harder on the world, but in my opinion, and I know my person, that if I, even when we had, for example, like Christmas break, it wasn't one day that I didn't do something. You know, I worked to gym or go run or something. Like I just had to do more as I think I had to push my limits. Because if I do just what they told me, maybe after the practice in the summer, after the practice, I just stay there and do 50 more cut shots because I knew that it's something I can get better, you know. And I didn't just stop when was practice from 9 to 11. I stayed maybe 1/2 hour to go run or do something that I knew I need. So that was my plus, I think, and that was one reason why I reached my limits.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. You know, go the extra mile, right?
Yeah.
Dominika, now it's time for our tie break 15 these or that questions. So here we go. Side out or service?
Side out.
Attack line or diagonal?
Diagonal.
Float or jump service?
Ah, depends on weather. When it's a windy, jump serve, and it's not windy, float.
When you dive, is it to take the ball or to take a nice picture?
Nice picture.
Kill block or serve an ace?
Serve on ace.
You rather play when it's too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
Windy or not windy?
Not windy.
Get served or not get served?
Get served.
Favorite or underdog?
Favorite.
Morning or night person?
Morning.
Chips or chocolate?
Chocolate.
TV or book?
TV.
For vacation, beach or mountains?
Beach.
TV show or movies?
Movies.
And what's worse, dishes or laundry?
Dishes.
Nice. Well, Dominika, thank you very much for your time and join us today. It has been great to hear from you a little bit of your story.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you that I could talk to you and get hands into it.
Our guest today is Dominika Nestarcova. She's a former
Boom.
for vacation.
Beep.
Ta-da! I'm like, yeah, that's the first one who was honest about it.